This is the Ohio AgNet, broadcasting from the Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by BASF and Zidua, the most trusted name in herbicides, providing Ohio soybean and corn acres with up to 2 weeks more residual activity and broad-spectrum weed control. I'm Joel Norwood, joining you with your farm news today. A couple notes to pass along, as it's a busy time in Ohio agriculture. The Ohio AgNet is feeding farmers this spring thanks to Ag Revolution and Paradise Energy Solutions. We'll be at this week's winning farm for the Midday broadcast tomorrow, Wednesday. If your farm would like lunch delivered to the field this planting season, visit ohioagnet.com/feedingfarmers to enter. Also, the Ohio FFA State Convention is coming up Thursday and Friday, and Ohio AgNet is there with our student reporters. Coverage of the FFA Convention brought to you by Wilmington College. The latest crop progress numbers are out from USDA, and as always, we summarize those and bring them to you like nowhere else. The Ohio Crop Progress Report, sponsored by Relentless Ag. Every acre at peak performance. Learn more at relentlessag.com. Corn planting in Ohio is 20% done as of April 26, up from 9% the previous week and ahead of the 5-year average of 6%. Corn emergence reported at 3% done. Soybean planting also moved ahead, with Ohio at 19% planted compared to 9% a week before and 7% usually on average for the 5-year. Soybean emergence reported at 2% emerged. Oat planting, 38% in Ohio completed, up from 18% the week before. Also, winter wheat not doing very good on the national side. And when we take a look at markets here in just a bit, we'll be seeing how that's impacting things considerably. But winter wheat is doing okay in Ohio, rated 66% good to excellent, another 30% rated fair, 4% poor to very poor. Nationally, the crop is 35% poor to very poor, up 16 percentage points from 19% normally a year ago. Full crop progress report online at ohioagnet.com. Now, though considerable amount of planting progress done across the state, we are told that Northwest Ohio has very little done, in some areas none at all, because of continued dampness there, and that comes after an extremely dry winter and early spring. They are thankful to have the rain, but now they need to get in the fields. So let's talk weather thanks to Seed Consultants, Simply Better Performance, online at seedconsultants.com. Over to meteorologist Ryan.
Showers trying to exit Ohio here early this afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Quick forecast update for you. I do think we get clouds to give way to some sunshine before sunset this afternoon. Then round 2 of moisture comes up overnight through tomorrow. Another 1/4 to 1 inch of rain possible over the entire Buckeye State. Behind that system, colder air gets drawn down for Thursday and Friday. I think we see a mix of clouds and sun there, but well below normal temperatures. Temperatures moderate late this weekend. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thank you, Ryan. And let's get a field side perspective from some real boots on the ground out there. Our own Brianna Smith checks in with Between the Rows.
This week's Between the Rows update is brought to you by Seed Genetics Direct, the #1 fastest growing and largest Ohio-based independent seed company. Planting season is a tale of 2 different stories depending on which corner of the state you farm in. Let's check in with Matt Hartong of Summit County.
We are very wet. I wish somebody would turn the rain off here for a little bit at least, because we've gotten a ton of rain and it's made things challenging here. We do a fair bit of tillage, dealing with manure and other things that we've spread throughout the winter.
Now let's hear from Melissa Clark of Miami County.
We actually wrapped up planting season yesterday. This was a super early start for us. We had a really nice stretch of weather the second week of April. Kind of got the itch, so they wanted to go out and plant the first field around the farm. It went really well. They worked out the issues with the planter and it just kept going from there. The weather stayed really nice.
Reporting for Ohio's Country Journal and Ohio AgNet, I'm Brianna Smith.
Thank you, Brianna. That and more farm news online at ohioagnet.com. And a quick note of national ag news, fairly interesting. Florida stepping up protections as New World screwworm cases climb higher in northern Mexico. Now over 21,000, with some within about 60 miles of the U.S. border, we're told. In response, Florida Agriculture Commissioner Wilton Stimpson has restricted livestock imports from high-risk South Texas counties, requiring inspections and health certification. Officials stress that the pest is not in the U.S. right now, but say vigilance is critical to keep it that way. And though Ohio not a border state, for the South at least, Screwworm infection into the United States would have quite the impact on national markets. Let's talk about what's driving markets today with today's analysis brought to you by Louis Dreyfus Company. Excited to bring a brand new soybean crush facility to Upper Sandusky, Ohio. Learn more about marketing your soybeans with LDC at 574-566-2113. Grain markets mixed to start Tuesday. Wheat leading the charge higher on worsening crop conditions nationally, but again, Ohio doing okay. Corn follows with support from strong exports and wheat strength. Soybeans lower as solid planting pace, but lingering uncertainty around export demand and China remain. Let's get to those numbers. May corn up 3 cents to 4.63 3/4. July corn 4 3/4 cents higher to 4.74. May soybeans down 6.5 cents to 11.70 3/4, and that trend continues for future months. July wheat though up 16.5 cents right now. 6.45 3/4 is their price. Markets brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com. April live cattle up $1.33 to 251.75. May hogs down 55 cents to 93.83. And milk class 3 for May, 15 cents higher, $17.99 is their price. This is the Ohio AgNet. I'm Joel Norwood. Thanks for tuning in.